Hi, I'm Nina. I'm a communications strategist specializing in digital.
In what industry?
I float around industries. Right now I'm doing consulting in the financial industry, but I've worked across many industries. My question is, thank you. My question is, I'm often find myself straddling the world of the designers as well as the marketers. And how do you go about helping to cause a shift in thinking for marketers? What I'm experiencing is the very old model of doing marketing. Blast your message into the marketplace in any way we can, send all those emails without really thinking about, as you're saying, how is the end user receiving it? Are we providing value? And then also, translating that into digital. How does their user experience going to be on their website? Why would people come? So I'm just curious as how you've all gone about creating conversations to cause that shift.
Excellent question. So how do I get my stakeholders that are more traditional to understand that from traditional marketing, or what I call aggressive dry humping?
It's a tricky question, and a lot of you have probably heard the phrase cross-functional teams. It's very popular now in digital settings because I think people have a better awareness of the fact that, hey, we're siloed and we're not working well together, and marketing has one perspective and the exec team has another and tech has another and the designers have another. And all of them are valid. They're just different ways of looking at the same problem. And I think that everyone has to work together in small teams at the same time, not in sort of like, you do this, then I'll do this, then I'll do this, in order to make it better. And I won't pretend that that's easy to affect in an organization, but that's what we're trying to do. That's what my company tries to do. We try to impart that mentality on our clients, and I don't really see any other way.
Right partners.
Yeah, I completely agree about the cross-functional teams, and I would actually even take it another step further. One of the projects that I worked on with Jose back when he was at the group was with a client of ours, the Edible Schoolyard. And we literally had Jose in the room, Barrett in the room, Chris Miller, one of my engineers in the room, and myself, as well as the client's executive team and marketing team, and getting us all in the room and making sure that the designers knew what we could record from an analytical perspective to give back to the executive stakeholders for tracking was something that their executives didn't really know, and the creatives didn't necessarily know either. But when we had all of the different cross-functional people in the room, the marketer might say, this is what my goal is. The creatives might say, okay, here's how we think we're going to achieve that goal from a design perspective and communications perspective. And then the developers would come back and say, okay, well, this is how we're going to execute that, and this is how we're actually going to track that. And if you didn't have all of those people in the room at the same time, it would have been a marketing person talking about goals, but not really understanding how they were going to be achieved. And then a creative guy sitting there going, okay, well, I think I'm going to do this, but he doesn't necessarily have any analytics behind testing what occurred. So that the designer may not have known that you could do like multivariate testing, for example, as a way of tracking how well those creatives' assets were actually working. But having them all in the room at the same time, making sure that you're hearing from all those different voices makes a big difference, and I would strongly encourage that over, just the marketing guy coming up with the budget and objectives and then trying to kind of farm it out and not necessarily be involved or in the room when they're coming up with those strategies.